Hello, everyone. I hope that you can hear me. Anais, is everything fine?
Yes, we can hear you. You have a slight echo, but we can hear.
Slight echo, okay. Is it better now?
It's okay, basically.
All right. So yeah, maybe let's wait 1 or 2 seconds that the attendees can move to the next virtual room. You can also already see my slides, I hope.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so let's see that maybe the slide deck is larger than in the previous presentation. So maybe let's see if when I will make it full screen. So before I start, I want also to highlight that we have a Q&A section on the right side of your screen. So for my presentation, please use it. If you have any questions, then just put them there, and Anais will tell me when a new question is coming in. All right, then let's try to put this on full screen. So is this large enough, Anais?
I think so.
Okay, perfect. All right, great. All right, then also an official welcome from my side. My name is Nicola Stefan Koch. I am the deputy head of the retail stream at 2 Degrees Investing Initiative and the project manager of the LEVEL EEI project. This conference is organized by the LEVEL EEI consortium and is part of our project. And in the following 20 minutes, I will give you more in-depth insights about what the project is about, the objectives, and also concretely what are the key outputs which you can expect in the next 2 years. LEVEL EEI is an acronym for Level the Playing Field for Energy Efficiency and Sustainable Energy Investment Products. So the name is already actually implying what the main objective is of the project, namely to create a level playing field for environmental products. How do we want to achieve this? We have 3 angles which we take. One angle is to reveal the end users' environmental investment objectives by conducting market research on end user demand. On the other hand, we are also taking the supply side and working on, to help energy efficiency and sustainable energy products to become more used by product manufacturers and also sold by product distributors. So here we are conducting market research and we are producing toolkits. And last but not least, the last field is I would call it the policy and technological infrastructure to support the market development of energy efficiency and sustainable energy products. I will go more into detail in the next few minutes and slides how we want to achieve this and also on more details. Maybe also regarding, because I'm aware about the attention span after 2 presentations, I want also to highlight that there are several engagement opportunities for several stakeholders. So please be careful about the different steps where you can also be involved. So what are we doing? The project is divided into 6 work packages, which are each addressing one research question. The first work package is addressing the question, what is the demand for environmental products? The second work package is addressing the question, does this demand translate into real action? So those work packages are related to the demand side. The third work package is addressing the question, what is the legal framework for environmental product marketing? Work package 4, how is the offer of environmental products? So those are more related to the supply side. And then the fifth work package is addressing the question, which tools are needed to market environmental products? And the last one is about how we can turn those findings into best practices, into market standards. So about engagement and also outreach. The duration of the project is from September 2020 to Q3 2023. As we heard from Julian already at the beginning, the project is funded by the Horizon 2020 research program with approximately 2 million euro and is led by a consortium of 4 organizations: 2 Degrees Investing Initiative, Maastricht University, Better Finance, and WWF. The project is also supported by a strong advisory committee, which is representing organizations from research and science, as well as consumer and retail protection organizations across Europe, and in the industry organizations and federations, as well as policy makers. Now let's get into more details and let's talk about what the individual work package are about and what we will deliver here together with our partners in the consortium, but also with external stakeholders. So the goal of the first work package is to document end users' environmental preferences across Europe and quantify the market potential of energy efficiency and sustainable energy investment products. Here we are coming to an end of a actually pretty long process and series of quantitative consumer surveys, which we will conduct in 14 different countries, as well as more than 300 qualitative interviews and focus groups in 7 countries across Europe, which will together become one of the largest data sets about retail sustainability preferences in Europe, and will be finalized in Q1 next year. So here, if you are also interested in this kind of data, so we as 2 Degrees Investing Initiative, but also our research project here, it is all open source, and we are very happy to share our findings, or not even happy, but we see this as one of our core objectives and impact leverage to actually get our findings into the market and that they are used. So we will produce national reports next year about those findings, and then also present a replication kit so that you as a financial institution can use those findings we got on how to elicitate consumer preferences through surveys and interviews, so that you can do it in your own organization if you are, for instance, interested what your client base actually have as a preference in order to also inform your, let's say, product development, but also distribution process. It might be also interesting for, of course, researchers and scientists, and so let's keep posted about these outcomes. In 2023, we will then, thanks to the data we have gathered in the previous 2 years, we'll come up with a model to estimate the market size for energy efficiency and sustainable energy investment products, which will be then also translated into a paper on product demand in different European countries, beginning of 2023. Let's get to the next work package if there are no questions for the first one. The target for the second work package is to understand whether the hypothetical demand from surveys translate into real action. So to ensure that the market potential estimate, which I just described, is accurate. The reason behind this is that the stated preferences you get in surveys or interviews are not necessarily the revealed preferences, so the true preferences, how people would act in a real life situation. And this is the reason why we have Maastricht University on board as a strong partner and leading experts in the field of behavioral science, and who has produced two pretty huge research protocols in the previous year, which are showing how researchers, but also scientific financial institutions, can do real-life experiments to elicit the true or revealed preference, or at least to reduce the biases as much as possible. One of the protocols are also summarized, and the results of the experiment with a huge Dutch pension fund summarized in a paper, which is also attached to this presentation, which you can download after the presentation. Next year, there will follow a second academic paper. And here, attention, there's the first call for engagement, because we are still looking for pilot tester, so organizations like financial institutions who are interested to actually elicit the true preferences of their client. And Maastricht University has provided very high quality research protocols how you can do it, and would be happy to support you on your journey in this process. Same also for researchers who are interested in this topic. Let's go now to the next work package. And again, please interrupt if there are certain questions or if there's something not clear. The goal of the third work package is to explore the legal challenges in the context of legal frameworks for financial product environmental marketing, as well as distribution, and develop responses in collaboration with industry and financial supervisors at EU level. So here, this is the legal aspect, so the legal infrastructure which I meant at the very beginning. And core questions here are we will address in large legal analysis at the beginning of next year, is how the integration of sustainability into financial institutions' duties will occur in the context of the current EU legislation on sustainable finance, as well as how environmental impact claims in the financial sector can be regulated, what we have already as regulatory frameworks and what needs to be developed. So here this will touch upon questions like MiFID, IDD, and also very interestingly IROPS, which is the regulatory framework of the pension schemes, which is not yet under scrutiny, but which has a huge impact potential. So this will be scrutinized in those papers where we work together with WWF and also a legal firm who is conducting part of the legal analysis. And very interestingly, during the next year, the goal is to present a first version of so-called principles of responsible environmental marketing for financial institutions. So here again, this is a call for engagement, because we are creating a multi-stakeholder working group next year on this topic of environmental marketing standards. And we expect that this will be also highly supported by future regulatory initiatives, since it is a big black hole at the moment and a huge risk of what we at the moment can observe around greenwashing, but also other misleading consumer practices. Work package 4 has the objective to identify and to analyze all environmental financial products with a focus on energy efficiency and sustainable energy available in Europe, and how they are marketed, and to help product manufacturers to improve these practices in order to address the market demand in which we identified in work package 1 and 2. So here what we heard already in the presentation from Thibaut, one of the most relevant aspects probably in the next years will be the question around impact. So the main question is actually, what products can product manufacturers offer which contribute in a real economy to a reduction of CO2 or greenhouse gas emissions by either increasing energy efficiency measures or renewable energy measures in the real economy. So this is still a topic which is heavily discussed and more, which is very much in, I think, in our interest. And I think we also had a great achievement that now the discussion is really focusing on what the actual impact potential of financial products are. And we also launched last week one of our newest papers on this topic, where we analyzed 10 different green financial products on their impact potential. So this you can also download either on our 2degrees website, or after the presentation I also attached to it, so that you should be able to download it directly from our platform. And beginning of next year, we want to translate all the knowledge which is around this into first draft of a fact sheet, how product distributors can actually communicate on the impact potential of their financial products. And this will then lead to a discussion of the development of a methodological framework for product impact assessment. So this is pretty exciting. And here again, there is a call for engagement for various stakeholders from science, policy field, but also in particular from the industry, to contribute to this discussion. So we will launch also here a working group about the development of a framework for product assessment. This will go then through revised process. So we will have an engagement process then and roadshows planned next year, so that we can then in 2023 early finalize this methodological framework. Let's get to the next work, and I hope that I haven't lost you so far. So again, if you have any questions or you would like to know more about a certain key output of the project, just let me know. The objective of this work package is to address the operational obstacles of new legal and methodological frameworks by providing a plug-and-play toolbox to retail investors, product manufacturers, as well as distributors. So what is this about in detail? For retail investors, we have launched 2 weeks ago our new European version for retail investors, which is called MyFairMoney. So you can access it through myfairmoney.eu, and it provides independent and also free of charge information for retail investors about ESG characteristics of 9,000 European investment products. And it also provides some information materials, including a sustainability questionnaire for either retail investors, but which is also usable already for distributors. Next year, we will engage into a European stakeholder conversation about the MiFID and IDD guidelines and default suitability questionnaire. We already started this discussion actually 2 years ago, and now we are currently continuing this discussion within a French working group. But next year, we will open our findings to a European discussion, and we will initiate a European multi-stakeholder group. So here again, alert for engagement. If you are interested in this field of MiFID and how you can incorporate into your distribution process, then reach out to us and be involved. We will also translate the findings we had from the previous work package into actionable tools. So on the one hand for distributors, and on the other hand also for product manufacturers. So the Money platform and its tools are already a first step, which are potentially applicable for financial advisors. But we seek to improve the functionalities and also to optimize the tool that it's even more valuable for financial advisors next year. So get in touch with us if you want also to be involved in the further development of the tool and how we can optimize it for your needs. Same for manufacturers, but here it is not My4Money, the platform which will be used, but a platform which will be developed or start to be developed probably next year already. And this is based on the so-called impact management system. This is a framework which 2DI has presented early this year and which was open for consultation and where we are already within a consortium or a working group of several stakeholders across Europe, but which is still open for others. So if you are interested into a toolbox for product manufacturers to measure your impact potential, then please get in touch and we can integrate you also in this kind of discussion. I also touched the impact management system paper to this presentation, so you will be able to read it and assess it directly after, hopefully, if it works. The last work package is, as I said at the very beginning, has the objective to implement the dissemination and engagement activities across Europe for broader uptake by industry players, local policymakers, and financial supervisors. So here we will plan various dissemination events, but the main event will be the high-level expert forum for sustainable finance, which is now the first one this year, but where we will have further conferences next year and also after next year, and then hopefully in person again. Furthermore, I want also to say that we have now a LEVEL EEI website, so a project website where you can also sign into, for instance, to our newsletter to get to be updated on all our upcoming new outputs. So that's it from my side. Thank you a lot for the attention. I hope it was not too dry. And yes, as I mentioned several times, if you're interested to be involved and be engaged in one of our activities, reach out to us and also sign into our newsletter at our website levelei.eu. So, are there any open questions? If not, then I would maybe have also a poll which I would like to share with you, with the question of where you would like or where you would be interested to get involved in those different work packages or activities I mentioned. So it would be just interesting for us to get a first feeling of the interest of several stakeholders. So I think now a poll should appear on your screen. Maybe Annie-Is, if you could confirm this would be nice. And then you can take maybe a minute or two to respond to it. And don't worry, this is not already anything where you have signed something, but it's just for us internally a first sign of interest. Anais, do you see the poll? Right, I hope so. Let's wait another 30 seconds and then let's have a very short break until we get to the next speech of my colleague Mickaël Mangot. So I will stop the poll now. And again, thank you for your attention, and see you later virtually. Thanks.